Okay, Seth Buckwalter from Lancaster Mennonite joining us here in the LL Hoop Suite here at LNP Media Day. What about this? Huh?
This is exciting. It's really neat that they did this year. So
It really is, and I think it's great for the kids. I think it sets a great example for the kids to walk into a place like this, and the first thing out of their mouth is wow, right?
yeah, one of our guys is like, "This is like professional, like for real." I know it's really good.
Well,
For
it
them.
is. I mean, LNP. See, they don't really think of LNP as like being an upper part of an upper echelon media organization. So now when they see the guys come over and watch their games or whatever like that, they're going to think like, hey, that's a first class organization following us, and I think that that's important for the guys, isn't it?
Yeah. It's more than just a clipboard and a recorder. That's backed by something for real. So
Yeah, right. And that's what I think what, LL Hoops or whatever like that, what we try and do too is to, get the games out there. You guys have been, very cooperative and allow us to come in and, do some of your games. And it's been a lot of fun to get to know your organization and what have you. So talk a little bit about how it's, the 365 basketball year for the first time in a little while here. How has that really benefited you and your team?
it's been great to not have to worry about getting shut down for any reasons or social distancing, and it's been a pleasure to feel just a normal off season and a normal beginning of the season here. It's what coaching should feel like.
And that there isn't that 800-pound gorilla ready to come in and just kind of rip your head off, in case you get like a sniffle, right?
Yeah, right.
That's kind of crazy. But, talk a little bit about, your team this season. I mean, some returning seniors, and who are you going to rely on to really propel your team this season?
Well, we've got a good core returning. So our seniors that started last year, Camden Hurst and David Weaver and Xavier Summerall, and they are going to be just kind of a steady force for us. We have another senior, David Shell, who's a defensive specialist and leads in that way. And then I'm excited. We have a bunch of younger players that are ready to step in the roles that are open now. We graduated 2 seniors last year, and need some energy and have younger guys that are ready to step up and do it. So.
How gratifying is that you're involved in a program that really just kind of reloads, this organic guys coming to want to play, for you and your school?
Well, it's been great because my predecessor, Jeff Groff, he established a fantastic system and a great reputation, and I got to just kind of step in and try to keep rolling with it, and we're excited. We've got a fantastic freshman class that's coming in, and the future looks really bright. And it just kind of try to not mess it up, I guess.
Yeah, and for you guys too, you don't have a football program, do you?
No.
So basketball is everything for you guys. So, which is a lot different than a lot of these teams. So, all the emphasis put on basketball. Is there any additional pressure on you guys to like really be the the standard bearer of the high school?
I don't think so. We have a really strong soccer program. If we're talking through the guys' sports, that has won state titles and lots of district titles, and we're trying to be as successful with them, and every year share the spotlight that way.
It sounds like obviously the school puts a high degree of emphasis on athletics and supports them. Why is that?
We try to be excellent in everything we do, and we offer a Christ-centered education, and when you have Christ in the center of things, whatever it is that you do, you try to do to the best of your ability. So our academics are high, our athletics are high, and it shows through.
You're exactly right. It shows through. And so for you as a head basketball coach, and obviously it's a little bit different, at your school, what is probably the biggest challenge for you that you face on a daily basis as a basketball coach, not X's and O's related?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I can't say that I've felt that there's tons of challenges in the coaching. We've got supportive families. We've got a supportive administration. Our athletic director is fantastic. There's the normal bumps and whatever with dealing with kids.
Right,
with dealing with kids. But by and large, our our group of players is fantastic to work with. They work hard. They're respectful. It's a fantastic organization to be a part of. So.
See, and that's just a great commercial for for your school
right.
and the organization and what have you. So you were talking a little bit about that. You really try and take on all comers to prepare yourself. A lot of schools really kind of ease into the regular season. They take the opposite approach because it is so heavy on the backside. With the playoffs. Talk a little bit about taking that philosophy of really taking on all comers before you get into a really tough conference schedule.
Well, we have our eyes, if we stay healthy and everything, on playoffs and on the postseason, and the higher we can stack our schedule with difficult teams and big teams and things like that, the more we want to do it. And in the last couple of seasons, that's led to maybe some more losses earlier in the year than we wanted. But I think it pays off when we get into playoffs, and these guys aren't going to see anything in playoffs that they haven't seen already during the season. Yeah,
there are some schools that, quite honestly, that they take more of an easier approach because they have an opportunity to really kind of mold their team a little bit more, I've seen sometimes schools maybe really take it to the nth degree. Maybe play schools that they shouldn't necessarily play because they're not really gaining valuable experience. Okay, when you go in there and get blown out by 20 points by a really tough team. So are these teams ones that are of pretty close to the tough teams that you're going to play within your classification once you reach the PIAA tournament?
I think so. So I know the team from the eastern part of the state that's been kind of the top dog the last couple of years has been Constitution.
Sure.
And we've put a lot of teams on our schedule that we think are going to play similar style of ball to that. Some of that comes into play.
Well, good. Listen, it's been a pleasure to get to know you here a little bit. I'm really anxious I think we're doing a couple of your games, this year as well. So I'll look forward to seeing how you progress. And obviously, you're always the top dog in the district and getting into the tournament. And it was a pleasure meeting you.